Nestled in the quiet plains of South Texas, about 60 miles southeast of San Antonio, lies the John B. Connolly Unit, a sprawling maximum security prison designed to hold some of the state's most dangerous offenders behind impenetrable walls of steel, razor wire, and round-the-clock surveillance. But what if I told you that one fateful day, this fortress of justice cracked wide open, exposing flaws that cost America dearly? One critical mistake led to a $50 million fallout for the state of Texas. And astonishingly, no one in the prison system was ever held fully accountable. That blunder sparked the most audacious prison break in modern U.S. history, the saga of the Texas 7. In December 2000, 7 inmates orchestrated a daring escape from this high-security facility in Kennedy, Texas. But their breakout wasn't just a vanishing act. It escalated into a nationwide manhunt and a tragic murder on Christmas Eve that shook the nation to its core. In the next few minutes, you'll uncover exactly how they pulled off the impossible, why the prison safeguards crumbled so spectacularly, as noted by the Washington Post in their 2025 retrospective, and the lingering debates over justice that still divide opinions today. And trust me, by the time we reveal the shocking twists that no one saw coming, you might just want to hit that like button, subscribe for more untold prison mysteries, and share this with a true crime enthusiast in your life. Because stories like this deserve to be heard far and wide. You might wonder, how could 7 hardened criminals slip through the cracks of a maximum security prison like Connolly Unit, where every inch is supposedly locked down? Well, on December 13, 2000, these inmates, led by mastermind George Rivas, exploited a routine maintenance shift in the prison's rear gate area. They overpowered 11 civilian workers and 3 guards one by one, using smuggled knives and sheer surprise to their advantage. Stripping the victims of their uniforms, they donned disguises, seized weapons from the armory, and even commandeered a prison maintenance truck to drive right out the gates undetected. This wasn't blind luck. It was a meticulously planned operation that highlighted glaring vulnerabilities like understaffing and lax protocols during shift changes, as detailed in a 2001 Texas Department of Criminal Justice internal report. But hold on, this jaw-dropping breakout was just the beginning of a nightmare that would unfold far beyond the prison walls. So, why did a simple prison escape spiral into cold-blooded murder? Desperate for cash and weapons to sustain their freedom, the Texas 7 targeted Oshman's Sporting Goods in Irving, Texas, a bustling Dallas suburb, on Christmas Eve, 2000. Posing as security guards, they robbed the store at closing time, making off with over 40 firearms, ammunition, and cash. But when Officer Aubrey Hawkins arrived on the scene, responding to a suspicious activity call, the group ambushed him without mercy. He was shot 11 times and run over by their getaway vehicle, dying instantly in a hail of bullets that turned a holiday night into a scene of horror. According to Associated Press reports from 2001 and the Washington Post's 2025 analysis, this marked a brutal pivot from fugitives on the run to wanted killers, intensifying the manhunt and exposing how escaped inmates can wreak havoc on innocent communities. Yet as the nation mourned, the real hunt was only heating up. If you're being hunted by every law enforcement agency in America, where on earth could you possibly hide? The Texas 7 vanished into the shadows, crisscrossing states while the FBI plastered their faces on wanted posters and offered a staggering $440,000 reward, the highest at the time for such a group. Featured multiple times on America's Most Wanted, the show that ultimately led to tips cracking the case, their evasion tactics included splitting up temporarily and using stolen vehicles. As chronicled in the Texas Tribune's 2018 series, this 42-day pursuit involved over 1,000 officers, helicopter searches, and interstate checkpoints, costing taxpayers millions and revealing how porous borders and vast rural areas can aid fugitives. Imagine the tension in every small town, the fear gripping families. It's a stark reminder of how one prison failure can ripple into a national security crisis. And just when authorities thought they had them cornered, the group's bizarre new life in hiding would stun everyone. How do you go from being notorious escapees to blending in as everyday folks, perhaps even as spiritual leaders? In a twist that borders on the surreal, the Texas 7 holed up in a trailer park near Woodland Park, Colorado, posing as a Christian missionary group called the Seven Seals. They attended local churches, preached to neighbors, and even hosted Bible studies, all while stockpiling their stolen arsenal. This ironic facade, as explored in the Washington Post's 2025 feature, underscores a psychological paradox. These men, convicted of violent crimes like murder and robbery before their escape, now feigned redemption to evade capture. It raises profound questions about human duality and survival instincts, showing how fugitives adapt by exploiting societal trust in religion. But such deception couldn't last forever, leading to a dramatic endgame. What happens when the walls finally close in on a life of fleeting freedom? By mid-January 2001, tips from America's Most Wanted viewers pinpointed the group in Colorado. On January 22nd, a SWAT team surrounded their RV, leading to the surrender of 4 members after a tense standoff broadcast live on TV. 2 more were captured nearby the next day. Tragically, Larry James Harper chose death over recapture, shooting himself in the head as authorities closed in, a desperate act detailed in Associated Press accounts from 2001. This chaotic finale not only ended the manhunt, but also highlighted the psychological toll of evasion, with experts noting how isolation and paranoia can drive such outcomes. In the end, it proved that no escape is truly permanent, but the real controversy was just brewing in the courts. If you didn't pull the trigger, should you still face the death penalty? That's the heart of Texas's Law of Parties, a statute under Penal Code Section 7.02 that holds accomplices equally accountable for a murder committed during a felony, even if they weren't the shooter. In the Texas 7 case, this law sealed death sentences for all 6 survivors. Despite evidence that not everyone fired at Officer Hawkins, George Rivas admitted to the killing, yet others like Joseph Garcia were convicted based on their participation in the robbery. As analyzed in the Texas Tribune's 2018 coverage and Texas Public Radio's 2024 reports, this doctrine has sparked fierce debate. Proponents argue it deters group crimes, while critics say it overreaches, potentially executing those without direct intent. It's a window into America's divided views on culpability, influencing reforms in other states and prompting viewers to question, does this promote justice or just vengeance? And speaking of evolving justice, one member's fate took an unexpected turn. The aftermath isn't just about executions. It's a mirror to systemic flaws that persist. 4 of the 7 have been put to death. Michael Rodriguez in 2008, George Rivas in 2012, Donald Newbury in 2015, and Joseph Garcia in 2018, each after years on death row at the Polunsky unit. The remaining 2, Patrick Murphy and Randy Halpern, await their fates. But Halpern's case made headlines in November 2024 when the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals granted a retrial due to revelations of anti-Semitic bias from the original trial judge, Vickers Cunningham, who allegedly used slurs against Halpern's Jewish heritage. Drawing from Texas Tribune updates, this development exposes biases in the judiciary and ongoing prison security issues, like those at Connolly Unit, where understaffing and protocol lapses, costing an estimated $50 million in manhunt and reforms, still echo in today's facilities. Ultimately, the Texas 7 isn't merely a tale of escape. It's a cautionary story about accountability in America's vast prison system, the world's largest, holding over 2 million people, and highlighting how one vulnerability can endanger us all. Wrapping it all up, the craziest part wasn't the breakout itself, but how it laid bare a cascade of failures, from Connolly Unit's security gaps to the contentious paths of justice that followed. The Texas 7 serves as a stark reflection of the U.S. prison system, where a single oversight can unleash devastating consequences, costing lives, fortunes, and faith in the institutions meant to protect us. What do you think? If you were part of a group crime but didn't fire the shot, do you deserve the ultimate punishment? And could similar loopholes in places like Connolly still lurk in prisons today, waiting for the next exploit? If this deep dive into one of history's most infamous escapes gave you fresh insights into justice and security, and if you feel that pull to keep searching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a step in our journey to uncover what still hides on this earth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.